Hello, everyone. I am Zhi Yi, and I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year. Welcome to my simple workstation, and this is my first video, which I will be sharing from time to time about current issues, politics, and probably various other issues that we might be interested in. And as we mark the end of 2018, and we usher the new year 2019, sometimes we reflect back to our past year. In the past year, the past 365 days in 2018, we can see a lot of happenings in the political arena. The major general elections happened in 2018, where we see Pakatan Harapan taking over as the new government, federal government, and some of the states. I would say most of the states in Malaysia, and we also seen a lot of by-elections. You know, uh, a lot of political happenings in the political arena in Malaysia. And of course, it was a year that Malaysians have been so hopeful for the first time, as they have majority of them have successfully uh, changed the government as they wanted, and they are hopeful to see a better nation, a better government that rules the country. Well, of course, for myself, although I have lost in the elections, you know politics is just politics. We just have to look forward, and I look forward for the new government um, to implement their policies. And as when we talk about New Year, I think everyone have their personal resolutions, what they wanted to do, what they wanted to achieve in the following year. Well, that includes myself as well. But of course, I'm not going to talk about my personal resolutions in this video. But I would like to share what my political resolutions are, especially when I am elected as the National Youth Chief of Gerakan, and I have my political resolutions, what my aims are, what I'm going to do in this year. First of all, I think the most important thing is that we need to craft a positive politic. Um, Throughout the past few years, in especially when the general elections near, we can see a lot of negative politics going on. It's character assassinations, political gossips, and baseless arguments, fake news, half truth, cyber troopers attacking each other, attacking political leaders in social media. We have seen all these negative politics have been influencing the people, and sometimes people make uninformed decisions, or decisions that does not really reflect what they think, what they really want in the general elections. So I think we have lots of more other important issues to talk about. We have public policies, government policies, issues that actually happen to our daily lives that we should talk about, which is more important than gossips, character assassinations, and all these negative politics. So I think we should keep on. We should keep on focusing on creating positive politics in our country. Oh, that is one, and of course, the other thing is to create political knowledge and awareness. Without a doubt, there's a lot of young people gaining interest in politics and government. As we can see in the general elections, there's a huge increase of young voters in the general elections. And at the same time, we can see a lot of them have been commenting in social media, raising their feedbacks, their ideas, their suggestions in various social media groups or even the news portal. But at the same time, when we see the increase of interest in politics in social media, but we also notice that social media has been impeding the political maturity among the people due to cyber troopers sending out fake informations, half truth, all these again negative politics. So when people receive all this information, when there's too much information for them to digest, sometimes uh, they could not make a wise decision, or they make, as I've said, uninformed decisions. So I think we should create more political knowledge and awareness. For instance, I have met, throughout my whole campaign period during the elections, I have met um, different kinds of people, and I've noticed that a lot of people couldn't differentiate between governments, the level of governments in Malaysia. We have the federal government, we have the state government, we have the local government. Um, some of them, they do not understand what are the roles of the member of parliament, what are the roles of state assembly, and also the councillors. Well, I just take one example in our neighboring country, Singapore. There's a resident sending an email to her member of parliament to actually get rid of one cockroach near her house. So, I mean, I'm not saying that she cannot look for help from the member of parliament, but then again, um, people should understand the different roles of the um, government officials in our country, so that everyone can fully perform on what they should do in their respective roles. Well, when we talk about um, youth again, I think we should also increase youth empowerment and participation, political participation. When I mentioned that, and when we talk about political participation, it is not only about elections. It's not only about voting in the general elections or the by-elections, but it's the participation throughout the whole decision-making process of the government. Especially when the MPs or the ADUNs, when they debate or they table bills in the parliament and the state assemblies, I think the people should um, get in touch with the state assemblyman and the MP, and to raise their concern on the respective bills and the issues that have been raised, so that these people who are the representative of the people can really raise the concerns of the people the um, in the parliament or the state assembly. I think it is very important for youth to actually get involved, or I'll say all Malaysians to actually get involved in this decision making process. And of course, one of the things that have been concerned me a lot is about our environment. I think generally Malaysians are underestimating the threat of um, the the threat towards the environment. We have seen throughout the past few years, we have seen landslides, unpredicted floods happening where places that have never been flooded before. Well, I do not want to put the blame on anyone, but then again, I think this is a collective responsibility that we have to take as a Malaysian or as a resident of our living place. Um, well, probably sometimes when we talk about protecting the environment, it could be some trouble to some people. For example, let's say when we talk about reducing the usage of straws, um, sometimes it's quite we are so used to use straws to drink, and sometimes without straws it might be a little bit difficult, troublesome to some, or when we go shopping, where we when we have to carry our own shopping bags, sometimes it might be trouble to some. But of course, these are all positive measures that we have to look at to actually protect the environment. Yeah, we need, I agree that we need development in our country, in our place, but at the same time, I think we should keep the environment sustainable. Well, imagine, of course, when I say it again, sometimes protecting the environment can be a little bit trouble to some, but or costly to some. But when you think back, if we can imagine when we can create an ecosystem or a green economy where when we protect the environment. At the same time, we can generate income or revenue to the people. So there's two ways of looking at it, but of course it's still very fresh in my mind. The whole idea is still very fresh in my mind. Um, but we can always start, or we should start a conversation about it and begin implementing practical ideas, because the threat towards the environment cannot wait for us to actually protect them. We should do it immediately. Well, that is about all that I'm looking forward in this 2019. But of course, it's not limited to that. There's a lot more things that um, we can do or we can share. If you share the same ideas with me, or you have any ideas, please drop me an email, send me a message in Facebook or Instagram, or you can just tweet me, and we can talk about a lot of things, a lot of issues. Can be about politics, current issues, public policies, or just anything that you feel like it, as long as it's positive. Well, again, I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year, and may you all be blessed with greatness and happiness. Thank you.